answers from all of those organizations.
Okay, but I have one question about beginning of this story. But how did Emil found you, your organization, and why you decided to help him at the beginning?
Вы знаете, первое, Чечко был задержан на белорусской границе пограничниками белорусскими.
Well, at first, Emil was detained by border officers, of course, because he tried to flee to the country like in illegal way. So there is like nothing unusual.
И вы знаете, в Европе достаточно распространена практика вот работы различных правозащитных организаций, то есть люди осведомлены об этом, что они могут обратиться к таким организациям.
And like anywhere else in Europe, a lot of organizations working for defending human rights can work with those people who are trying to cross the border to get some help, to get attention, to get lawyers or any, all these like defenders. So it's rather common practice when people who are trying to get to the country are trying to contact and get help from different human rights organizations.
До момента того, как Эмиль перешел белорусскую границу, волонтеры нашей организации, я лично, мы присутствовали и помогали людям на границе, то есть это беженцам из различных арабских, можно сказать, стран, Афганистана, Сирии, Ирака. И мы были и в Гродно, и в Брестской области, и у нас, поскольку мы получали разрешение на нахождение в пограничной зоне, у нас сложились контакты с пограничниками определенными. Я полагаю, что, исходя из этого, пограничники и связались в первую очередь с нашей организацией.
So even before I met with Chechko, I also not also I, but all our organization was at the state border when migration crisis at the Polish-Belarusian border was at the very top. We were there. We were trying to help people. We were trying to get aid to them. And we also met a lot of officials as well, because we were working there as an organizations, and we were helping a lot of people from all over the world, like Iraq, Syria, Afghanistan, Pakistan, and so on. There were people from all over the world, as far as you know. And the another thing is that, yes, of course, we had a lot of contacts with officials, because like you need to have contacts to help people at the state border.
To get to the border.
To get to the border, because just like in Poland, it's also like a closed area.
Все наши.
And yes, of course, we had contacts, and maybe just border officers and border guards and officials at this organization, of course, had our contacts, and I think that they probably just give our contacts to Emil when all this situation happened.
Да, кроме того, я хочу, I want to underline, хочу подчеркнуть, что все наши пребывания на границе, общение у нас находится на нашем канале, мы делали прямые эфиры, включения, то есть мы работаем абсолютно открыто, и это, в принципе, нас очень отличает от других организаций.
I also want to make a statement that we always work we are absolutely open to any new contacts. You can find any videos of our activities on our YouTube channel, how we were working at the border, and so on.
What's your goal?
У нас есть устав нашей организации, где прописаны все наши положения, на основании которых мы действуем.
So, we have a bunch of official rules at our organizations, and we are always like trying to help people, and we are always trying to do everything like what our organization states.
И когда я лично сам познакомился с Эмилем Чечко, он рассказал о своей ситуации. Ну, мы общались на польском, я немножко польский язык знаю, на английском языке общались. Я предложил ему для того, чтобы мы могли заниматься этим вопросом, защищать его права, то есть официально обратился в адрес нашей организации, он написал бумагу, мы тоже это все можем показать, мы ничего ни от кого не скрываем.
And when we first met with Chechko, we at that moment we still didn't know the whole story, because a lot of facts he told to the society, to the world, just appeared a bit later. So even when we still didn't know the whole situations and we just met, we were just trying to help without any circumstances or without any any other thoughts. And we even tried to make everything absolutely legal. So Emil at first wrote an official request to our organization so we can work with him and be his official lawyers and defenders at all levels.
Нам, безусловно, было сложно поверить изначально в то, что говорил Эмиль Чечко, потому что Польша, польские люди — это наши славянские братья, мы к ним очень хорошо относимся. И я сам в Бресте родился, и там тоже достаточно сильное влияние Польши и общение между странами, между гражданами.
And the situation is that when we at first heard all these things about mass shootings, about this, in fact, I can say even genocide at the border, it was really, really hard to believe in that, because, we Belarusians are we're Slavics as well as people in Poland, and we are we're just neighbors to each other, and we can't believe that such things even can happen. And even I'm from Brest, so I was born just a few kilometers away even from Polish borders, so I also met a lot of people from Poland through all my life, and it was really, really hard to believe that such things can happen.
Я сейчас говорю о том времени, это другое польское правительство было, и то правительство, которое сейчас в Польше, я, безусловно, не вмешиваюсь в польские дела, но заявления польского правительства все-таки достаточно жесткие сейчас.
Well, but maybe the difference is that at the time I was living in near the border, in fact, in Brest, yes. So it was just completely another government. It was just completely another times, absolutely different times, I can say so. And if we compare, statements that were public last year or last maybe 2 years, it's just completely another government, completely another discussion and completely another people.
И если вы спрашиваете о наших целях, то в первую очередь мы, как правозащитники, опираемся на эту хартию прав человека, это Организация Объединенных Наций, международные договоры различные, и мы согласились, именно исходя из этих наших гуманистических побуждений, представлять и помогать польскому солдату.
And our organization, just maybe all others through all over the world, are also trying always, to get this help, to deliver this help. We're also probably for us one of the main laws through all over the world is that famous Charter of Human Rights based by UN, and we were just and this is what was our goal, just to help, even though he was a soldier of another country. It doesn't matter, because he has all the same rights as any other people in the world.
Okay. I'm also curious if you know, did Emil Czeszko had any friends in Belarus? Anyone that he knew before he came?
Насколько нам известно, у Эмиля Чечко на территории Республики Беларусь ни знакомых, ни друзей не было на момент принять его решение о побеге из польской армии.
As far as we know, the moment when he decided to flee the country and to come to Belarus, he didn't have any contacts, any friends, or even any relatives that could like help him in any way. So he didn't have any contacts at all in Belarus.
Когда сложилась ситуация с Эмилем, мы, безусловно, созванивались и с Министерством обороны Польши, и с Генеральным штабом, уточняли о ситуации с польским солдатом, и нас удивило то, что ни Министерство обороны, ни Генеральный штаб вообще не признавали, что у них сбежал солдат, и они просто отправляли нас, Генеральный штаб отправлял в Министерство обороны, а Министерство обороны отправляло в Генеральный штаб.
And even when Emil came to Belarus, we tried to contact a lot of official organizations and a lot of officials through all over the Poland, like Ministry of Defense, and
General Staff, Head of General Staff.
Yes, head of army, in fact, and so on. And in fact, nobody told us just something, and even more. Not even one organization, not even one official proved that, they have a soldier that fled to our country.
Мы писали, неоднократно обращались в польское посольство в Беларуси, предлагали им встретиться с Эмилем Чечко. Эмиль Чечко хотел паспорт свой восстановить, и вот он уже даже готовил документы, но нам удалось дозвониться буквально несколько раз до польского посольства, и это были очень чиновники низкого уровня, и они нам просто говорили: ждите, пишите официальные письма, но ответов на них мы не получали. Польское посольство в Беларуси, к сожалению, никаким образом не озаботилось о своем гражданине.
We also tried to contact the Polish consul a lot of times, really a lot of times, but
Embassy.
yes, sorry. We also tried to contact embassy a lot of times, but eventually we didn't. At first, we were just ignored. In fact, there were no, any answers, even though we tried to convince somebody from embassy just to meet with Emil, because even though he's in Belarus, he's still a Polish citizen, and he's still Polish. So, but nobody wanted to actually contact us or just meet with Emil. And the only things we made, that we were trying to to start a procedure to renew Emil's passport, ID card, but all of these contacts were just like to usual personnel of embassy, and there were no specific answers or something like that. And we were trying, we were already starting to gather all the necessary documents to get a new Polish passport to Emil, because of course there was no passport with him at the moment he came to Belarus.
Кроме того, Эмиль гражданин Европейского Союза, и мы обращались в европейские структуры, которые также ответили нам молчанием.
And of course, Emil, as a Polish citizen, is also a citizen of the European Union, and we tried to contact a lot of European organizations, but all we got was silence.
Хочу отметить для наших польских зрителей то, что Эмиль Чечко всегда был, в своих словах о Польше, о родине, о доме, он всегда говорил очень тепло и из патриотических чувств, но вот эти моменты, которые произошли на границе, он просто считал, что это просто предательство отдельных чиновников.
And I also want to say that actually Emil was always talking about his homeland, about his country, about his people with a very warm and with a lot of adore things, I can say so. And he was really missing his homeland. And the only thing that, of course, he was thinking that not to tell about what was happening on the border is a betrayal. And first of all, it's a betrayal of state officials who made this real and who were trying to silence this.
Безусловно, мы готовы ознакомить вас, журналистов польских, и приглашаем и приехать к нам в гости со всей ситуацией, которая была вокруг Эмиля Чечко. Я хочу сказать, что Эмиль Чечко через наши ресурсы официально обратился и к своим сослуживцам, и вообще к гражданам Польши относительно того, что происходило на границе. Буквально вот за несколько дней после этого случилась трагическая ситуация с Эмилем. И мы имеем сейчас вот такую ситуацию.
And I also want to add that we're absolutely open to any contacts. We're absolutely open to any visits, to any interviews, and even if you or your colleagues from any other media sources want to come to Belarus and you know, to take a part in all these investigations, to if anyone wants to see the whole situation, and we're absolutely open, and we even can really help, you know, to get all the necessary permissions and Belarusian visas and so on. So if you want to come, it's just not a problem. We can contact anytime, and we will do our best to help to get to Belarus and to help to, you know, to dive deeper in this story. And
Okay.
Еще один вопрос важно is just one moment. I want to underline following. Хочу сказать следующее, что в адрес Эмиля Чечко вот поступали неоднократные угрозы со стороны официальных лиц и отставных польских генералов, которые чуть ли не говорили, что его необходимо уничтожить и расстрелять.
And of course, we were really aware of a lot of things that were spoken by Polish officials and so on, that actually Emil is a traitor and that he needs to be silenced, that he needs to die, and so on. So there were a lot of such things, not only on different social media, but even from the officials.
Okay. Yeah, I remember about this. Okay, so, but I also have one question about Emil and his family, because I'm curious if you tried to contact his family.
Мы знаем, Эмиль рассказывал, что у него в Польше проживает его мама, а в Великобритании проживает его сестра. У них достаточно сложные отношения. Ну и Эмиль рассказывал, что вот, например, такой пример, он часть зарплаты большую всегда отправлял своей матери, чтобы ей помочь. Мы пытались через польское посольство официально связаться с контактами с его матерью. И вы знаете, когда Эмиль только попал на белорусскую территорию, с ним общалась белорусская журналистка, и он позвонил своей матери, там короткая беседа была, он тогда даже сказал, что уже как-то мама странно его с ним разговаривала и думала, и он потом предположил даже, что там уже была польская полиция, наверное, или ваши спецслужбы какие-то.
No.
Difficult to translate, yes?
Yeah. Я уже по-польски думал. So Emil told us about his family. Obviously, we know that he had his mother in Poland and his sister in UK. So we also know that, and Emil told these that even most part of his salary he was sending back to his mother. Even so, their relations were a bit complicated. It's something that we know, but we don't know. You know, as I've told, he wasn't that open. He was anyway a bit shy. He wasn't telling a lot of things. I mean that we don't know. You know. And we about what was written about him in different Polish media, and we were also trying to contact his mother, but there were no results. But we know that just moments after he came to Belarus, and when he was giving his first interviews, he tried to talk to his mother by phone, but his mother, as Emil told by himself, was acting, you know, a bit strange, and he even thought that maybe already ABV was already there with him, or police, or ABV, we don't know exactly. But his mother was acting really strange at that moment.
Да, в дальнейшем мы предлагали ему связаться, ну, с мамой, пообщаться, как бы вопросов у нас никаких не было, у него и телефон, и все это было, интернет, ноутбук, мы это обеспечили всем, он общался. Хочу сказать, что вот маме он не звонил, чтобы, говорит, не делать ей хуже.
And it's also has to be noticed that that Emil had internet, and you know, he had a network, and he could contact anyone in any moment, because he had even his own laptop with unlimited internet and so on. But when we asked what about, you know, contacts with his relatives, with his friends, he told us that he don't want to contact them because it can cause problems for his relatives and people who are close to him.
И еще Эмиль переживал вот та травля, которая развернулась, и писали о его отношениях с его родственниками. Он говорил, что это не соответствует действительности, что он, как любой поляк, любил и любит пиво, но это никогда не было причиной того, чтобы он вел себя так, как его описывали в польских медиа.
He also was really worried about things that appeared in mass media about him, about, you know, his behavior, because you know, he wasn't the person. He wasn't the person media were writing about, and probably yes, he's like all the other Polish people like beer, or, you know, like to party a bit, but it was not the problem. It wasn't, you know, the issue that can affect something. So he was really worried about that, and he was really worried about how you know, how much bullying it was all over the internet, in social media, in news media, and so on.
Вы знаете, и польские отдельные правозащитники, активные люди хотели попасть на вот эту территорию, о которой говорил Эмиль, и мы даже через Facebook с ними общались, и они просто подверглись определенным гонениям, и даже, вы знаете, варшавяне, которые с нами общались, они сказали, что националисты приходили к ним, польские националисты почему-то и указали, что украинские, и они потом опасались общаться через сеть Facebook.
We tried even to contact to the activists and volunteers in Poland and ask them to get to those zones Emil was talking about, but soon after that a lot of them told that some kinds of, I don't know, nationalists, but we don't know why they were marked as Ukrainian nationalists, came to those activists, and not only nationalists, but, you know, they told us that they went through some kinds of repressions and some kinds of issues, and so they were afraid to come to those zones where a lot of shooting happened.
И вы знаете, вот сейчас, да, я извиняюсь, сейчас тоже один польский гражданин приехал, он тоже к нам обращался, и он заявил, что за пост в Фейсбуке, даже буквы Z, и на него завели уголовное дело, и ему грозило бы до 5 лет лишения свободы. На наш взгляд, это крайне расходится с заявляемыми правами человека, соблюдением прав человека в Польше.
You know, we also got another situation which happened not far, like not a long time ago. It's actually another Polish citizen who came to Belarus because police and officials, or even ABV, we don't know exactly, we don't remember exactly, started a criminal case against him because of his post on Facebook, where he posted something about war in Ukraine with that Z letter, and so he got a criminal case on him, and so he fled the country to Belarus again, and we also were working with him, trying to protect him and trying to get protection and asylum here in Belarus for him. And this situation is as well doesn't suit the things that Polish government and officials are stating about freedom of speech, about just basic human rights and so on. And it's all just for one post on Facebook.
И хочу, чтобы вы понимали, мы не говорим о том, что наша страна там, идеальная страна, но мы говорим о том, что базовые принципы соблюдения прав человека должны, безусловно, выполняться всеми.
And we're not gonna tell that our country is ideal or that everything is in our country is perfect, but at first we have to state that human rights must be provided to everyone in any country all over the world. It doesn't matter what country is in, Belarus or Poland.
Okay, got it. But coming back to Czečko,
Okay.
I have two more questions about him. And the first is because you mentioned these investigations in his case, and that you were with him in different institutions. And I'm curious what kind of institutions and what kind of investigations were started in his case.
Что касается нашей организации, мы обратились в Гаагский трибунал.
Ты не понял вопрос. Вопрос в том, что были за допросы и что за следствие.
Хорошо. Эмиль Чечко стал в том числе свидетелем по делу о гибели граждан третьих стран на белорусско-польской границе.
So, first of all, Emil was a witness through the criminal case of deaths of migrants on the Polish-Belarusian border. So, his main status was actually like a witness.
Буквально вчера приехала иракская делегация, высокопоставленная иракская делегация, которая как раз занимается вопросами гибели своих граждан на белорусско-польской и литовско-белорусской границе.
And just yesterday or 2 days ago, we were at the big meeting with the official delegation from Iraq. And this delegation is, the goal is to look through the situation of several deaths of their citizens on the Polish-Belarusian border. So, and we were at this meeting and we were providing a lot of facts that Emil told, and that was collected by Belarusian official investigators.
Okay. And that's it. Okay, so next question is about his death, which is, as far as I know, was considered as a suicide, but I read that you have different opinion, and I'm curious about this. How did you get to know that Emil is dead, and what is your theory about what happened, and also, is there anything going in this case right now?
Мы узнали, ситуация развивалась следующим. Эмиль, как вы уже знаете, работал в нашей организации, когда он получил разрешение на работу, то есть он устроился, работал в нашу организацию. У нас рабочий день начинается в 10 часов утра, и он просто не пришел. Мы ждали до обеда, и потом просто решили пойти проверить то место, где он снимал квартиру.
So, as you know, Emil was working for our organizations, and as well he was living completely by himself, alone in his own apartment. And our working hours are from 10 o'clock in the morning. So when he didn't appear, at the beginning of our working day, and he wasn't answering any calls and messages. We waited until the dinner time, and we just came to the place where he was living, as we had, a second pair of keys.
Yes. Мы обнаружили Эмиля Чечко повешенным, вот, и вызвали сразу милицию и скорую помощь.
And so when he wasn't answering any calls, even at the door, we opened the door and we found Emil's body hung out. So we called the police immediately, and then all these processes started.
Да, до самого...
So you said that you discovered the body, right?
Да.
Okay, and was the apartment open? How did you get in?
У нас была пара ключей от квартиры, где снимал Эмиль, поскольку это было связано с тем, что он и местность еще недостаточно хорошо знал, и, в принципе, помогали ему обустраивать, то есть его быт.
So, as I've already told, we had a second pair of keys to his apartment, because first of all, Emil, of course, wasn't still that good at new city for him, and for the second part, we were helping him, to find suiting furniture, any goods, and so on. So we had just like the second pair of keys to his apartment. So, and the door, when we came, the door was actually closed. So we opened it with our keys.
Okay, so you discovered the body, and what happens next?
Мы, то есть я еще волонтер один с нашего центра, до самого вечера также давали показания, то есть это в Следственном комитете Республики Беларусь.
So after we called the police, we spent in fact all the day and evening, and we were sitting and talking to investigators till the very late evening. So we were giving me and another activist from our organization, we found Emil's body both, because we came together to his apartment. So all the time until the late evening we spent talking to investigators.
Кроме того, у нас из офиса были изъяты документы рабочие, аппаратура, с которой Эмиль работал, вот, для проведения следствия. То есть в нашем офисе тоже изымалось документы, получается.
Investigators also come to our office and took a lot of documents, devices with which Emil was working, and so investigators were even doing their work even in our office. So,
вторая часть вашего вопроса, наша позиция относительно этой ситуации. Хочу сказать следующее, что у Эмиля были планы на будущую жизнь, как ее устраивать. С ним встречались и наши активисты, он активно общался с белорусами, приходили в наш офис, тоже это есть и фотографии, и видео, фиксации, вот эти моменты. То есть у нас абсолютно вот эти моменты были открытыми. То есть в том числе сам лично много общался с Эмилем, он уже абсолютно спокойно перемещался по нашему городу, по городу Минску, то есть никаких вопросов и ограничений его как гражданина другого государства абсолютно не было. У него уже было разрешение на нахождение на территории Республики Беларусь, на работу на территории Республики Беларусь. Поэтому мысль о том, что молодой человек мог покончить жизнь самоубийством, для меня выглядит крайне сомнительно. И до сих пор нету еще официального заявления следственных органов относительно причины его смерти.
We know maybe Emil a bit better than everyone outside of our organization, and I have to say that actually it's hard to believe that Emil actually committed suicide, because his last weeks he was even a bit, even more open. He was thinking about his future. He was thinking about his plans. He was already, becoming comfort with the new country, new city, new people who were around him. So he was even, really positive about his future. He was trying, to make plans and so on. He met as well a lot of new people to him. He met a lot of our volunteers and activists, and he was even, I can say that he was even more positive and open during his last weeks and last days. And it's still hard to think what could possibly make him commit a suicide. That's why we don't really believe in this. And the another part is that investigation committee has still no any announces about investigation, and we still don't have further information about investigation about Emil's death.
Кроме того, я хочу отметить, что это случилось буквально через пару дней после обращения Эмиля к своим сослуживцам, гражданам Польши относительно той ситуации, которая развивалась на границе. И также нас очень сильно смущают заявления крупных польских чиновников, военачальников относительно того, что Эмиль Чечко должно применено быть насилие, и он должен быть уничтожен. То, что это через несколько дней после того, как он обратился.
Besides that, there is an interesting fact. Emil was found dead just a few days after he made several videos to his mates from army, to Polish army, and to several officials about the situation on the border. And we also were warned because he got a lot of threats. Even it was even public. It was even from several military and not even military, but special services officials. And there were a lot of threats that Emil has to keep silence, and because he's a traitor, because he speaks loudly, and or in any case, Emil has to be dead. And that's exactly what happened. Just, after a few days after these threats.
И кроме
So
того,
what is your theory about his death? What happened, in your opinion?
Что ты думаешь, теория?
я хочу еще одну позицию сказать, то есть дополнение. Кроме того, мы понимаем и знаем, что такое посттравматические определенные синдромы. И мы уже отмечали, что у Эмиля была возможность общаться через сеть интернет, с любыми, я так понимаю, и может со служивцами своими, в сетях, в новостях смотреть польских. Возможно, это также на его психику оказало какое-то воздействие. Психика человека – это большая на самом деле загадка. Но я все-таки сомневаюсь в том, что молодой человек мог сам совершить вот такое действие.
We also understand that Emil went through a lot of really tough situations, and we also understand what is a post-traumatic syndrome, and probably he was also facing it after all the things that happened to him, after all the things he went through. So we understand that it's really hard, and especially because he was still reading news not only about himself but what happened, and so it's also an issue that people are getting traumatized, and not a lot of them
post-traumatic syndrome, PTSD.
Yes, and not a lot of them are getting real help, even in armies all over the world. So that's also can be an issue. But actually, we still think that it's his death was too strange, especially after all the circumstances we've just done.
И хочу отметить, что Эмиль был ключевым свидетелем по делу о том, что происходило на польской границе, и он заявлял о том, что и готов на трибуне ООН, по линии ООН отвечать за все слова. Мы готовили, я вам скажу больше, конференцию следующую. Мы общались с независимыми полиграфологами, чтобы в прямом эфире провести полиграф для Эмиля Чечко, чтобы все видели, все понимали, что молодой человек говорит правду. Мы об этом тоже открыто заявляли в сети.
So, and you have also to understand that Emil was a key witness. He was actually like
Причем иностранный
had a
полиграфолог.
key evidences about all these shootings and all these kills that happened at the border. And Emil was absolutely sure about it, and he was absolutely ready, you know, to make statements, even if that should, even if it could be a tribune at the United Nations organization, so Hague Tribunal or anywhere else. Even though he was really shy in the everyday life, he was ready to speak, even, you know, on the biggest tribunes of the world, just to tell the truth. And you have also you also need to understand that of course a lot of things that he told was, you know, maybe they were sounded a bit strange and a bit unrealistic, but we also contacted a lot of independent experts. We also contacted a lot of people who work with polygraphs. I mean, like false detector or somewhere like that. I hope you understand what it is.
Иностранные, да.
And it was not even like Belarusian specialists or experts. There were experts from different countries. It was they were really like independent experts and specialists who work with all these polygraphs and so on. And we were absolutely ready, and I can tell even more. We were already preparing like another press conference that would be held with these polygraphs, and like everyone could answer any question, and Emil had to be, you know, taking part in it with polygraph connected to him. So everyone all over the world can be sure that he tells the truth.
Okay, and you also mentioned Emil's attitude before he died, that he was more open, and you said that he was started to make some plans. And I think this is my last questions about his how he imagined his future. Did he tell you about this? What were his plans? And yeah.
Да, мы, безусловно, обсуждали эти вопросы. Конечно, Эмиль говорил о том, что будет и уже начинал учить русский язык. Он говорил о том, что у него есть образование сварщика, и он готов в том числе работать и по этой специальности. Со стороны нашего центра ему было предложено как бы работать в медиа, то есть в медиа вот этой составляющей, общаться с простыми людьми, говорить о определенной проблематике. Причем хочу отметить, что мы о многом общались и именно в прямых эфирах. То есть Эмиль строил такие же планы, как любой молодой человек его возраста. И он говорил о том, что в надежде, что ситуация в Польше изменится, и он в конечном итоге сможет вернуться к себе на родину. То есть для него Польша была превыше всего.
So Emil, of course, was thinking a lot about what to do next, and he was really willing to work, because he's you know, that kind of people who actually can just sit at home and do nothing. So at first, of course, he was thinking about working by his specialty, because he has a specialty of welder, or to po polsku będzie spawacz. So and To oczywiście ja też rozmawiam po polsku, ale po prostu już bardzo dawno nie rozmawiałem, dlatego będę lepiej rozmawiać po angielsku, bo
Dobrze, proszę bardzo.
no. Emil, of course, was thinking about working by his specialty, but also our center gave him an ability, not an ability, but we proposed him to work for our center, you know, to talk to another people, you know, to do I can say good humanitarian work, you know, to help other people, to help them in any way, to speak, you know, to Polish people, to find the actual problems. And it was like, this is what he chooses at first, like to help us, to help other people, and so on. But of course, he was thinking, like, because he was a real patriot, that he was thinking about coming to his homeland. He was thinking about coming to Poland, maybe in some time, maybe when something in his country will change and he won't be, you know, charged by all these criminal cases and so on. So at first, yeah, his plans was to work and to make, you know, some use for society, for other people. And his another plans was trying, you know, to build his life again in Minsk. And his like third plan was thinking about how to come to Poland, but not at the time, but maybe somewhere in the future.
Я еще хочу отметить такой момент, что мы с глубоким уважением относимся и к польским традициям, католическим традициям. Эмиль Чечко был похоронен со всеми католическими традициями на польском военном кладбище польских солдат различных эпох, за которым белорусы следят и содержат его в порядке и в чистоте. Кроме того, через вас мы хотим обратиться и к польским неправительственным организациям, правозащитникам, в том числе, конечно, и к польскому посольству, оказать содействие, финансовую помощь в установлении именно памятника креста Эмилия Чечко, который мы планируем поставить через определенное время. Сейчас собираем на это средства.
What else? Maybe just a few final moments. We have to notice that we are really going and through all, you know, Polish culture things. We really admire it. We really respect it. And even in his grave, Emil was buried at Polish military cemetery. He was buried through all these Catholic traditions and with all the necessary traditions, with all the necessary, you know, religious things and so on. And we also want to know that now we are trying to get a grave monument for him. And if any organizations or officials or activists, no matter who else wants or embassy maybe, yes, whoever wants to help us with the money just to get a grave monument, we will be happy to receive any help, because you have to understand that it's actually rather expensive, just, you know, to get a good cross on his grave. So.
Okay, got it. Great. Thank you. And I also have one question. It's out of the record, but I see that you are recording this conversation here on Skype and here on smartphone. So I would rather if you don't publish this video with me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Это прямая трансляция идет, то, что я говорю, что мы честные, без вашего лица, не переживайте.
Yeah, if it's just you and some parts when you say something, that's okay. But with me and, you know, my face and everything, yeah.
So well, it's actually a live stream, but I'm recording only myself without your face, without your name. It's just a live stream of me. And like that's all. So no
Yeah,
any
you should
personalities.
Потому что мы говорим, ну, открыто и ничего
no
не
any
скрываем.
personalities, and as I've told earlier, we're absolutely open and we are doing everything
Yeah,
absolutely
but
public.
if it's a live streaming, you should have mentioned this at the beginning and asked for a, you know, if I agree or not. Because I asked you if you want to talk with me, you agreed, and then we made this call. You didn't ask me if I want to be a part of this live streaming, even if I'm visible or not. You just started this. So this is, you know, just I'm pretty disappointed with this, but okay, it happened.
Это наши правила, так я объясню.
Ну, суть в том просто, что он сказал о том, что, типа, ну, о таких вещах нужно предупреждать, и что, ну, типа, так
Я
делать,
понял,
так
что он
делать
сказал.
нельзя. Я понял.
Объясни им нашу позицию. Да. Мы всегда работаем со всеми журналистами в прямом эфире. То есть...
At our side, we can tell that, like, it's our position, and we are always, like, showing everything, and we're always live, just to, you know, to
Не было претензий в наш
not
адрес.
to make any, you know, not to make any things that people could think by themselves, or just, you know, something to be thrown out, and so words can be turned in, like, any side.
Мы извиняемся, ну, лицо
So
ваше нигде не будет показано.
we're really sorry about this. We're really sorry about this, but you can be sure that there was no your name or no any of your appearance or face or something like that.
Можете посмотреть на нашем YouTube-канале себя, да? То есть, ну, разговор.
Okay, at least this. Okay, so thank you, and yeah, for this information, for this time you reserved for me, and sorry for this delay again.
Thank you for your questions, and we are always open to...
Okay, noted. Okay, so if I have any additional questions, I will write to you.
Okay.
Also, maybe to clarify some things that you said, because, you know, this voice was not always perfect, so...
No problem. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so have a nice day.
See you, yeah.
Yeah.
Have a nice day.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Ну вот, дорогие наши зрители, мы пообщались с польским журналистом газеты, вот, открыто, спокойно, и у нас действительно такая обязательная практика, мы записываем все в прямом эфире, общаемся в прямом эфире, пусть даже вот немножко свет у вас тут, лицо у меня земляного цвета. Но главное, что вы слышали, то, что мы честно отвечаем на все вопросы, объясняем свою позицию. Нам абсолютно не важно, чей это журналист, польский, там, испанский, белорусский, любой. Мы приглашаем и белорусских журналистов прийти в нашу студию. К сожалению, за все вот это время ни один белорусский журналист фактически к нам в студию не пришел. Но мы по-прежнему открыты для всех, кто интересуется именно правозащитной тематикой, которыми оказывает нам помощь. Благодаря вашей поддержке и помощи мы можем и модернизировать нашу технические, как говорится, технику нашу, видеотехнику, звуковую технику. Ну и спасибо тем, кто помогает нам, и мы продолжаем собирать средства на установку памятника Эмилию Чечко. Ну и, конечно же, приглашаем тех, кто хочет стать волонтерами нашего центра. Всего доброго, всегда открыты к любым разговорам и беседе на темы, касающиеся именно правозащитной деятельности. Всего доброго.